Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thanksgiving. Well, at least here in the America. Or in the America. In the United States of America. We're the only America out there, and you will never see any other. What? South America? Central America? You've never heard of those. Anyways, I hope you're all having a great day, and I wanted to make a quick video expressing my gratitude for this community and for just talking about stuff I love and things I'm grateful for. I'm going to go ahead and start. So, the first thing I am grateful for, and these are the books first, and then I'll talk about the Booktubers, and then a little section just for my family. So, first book, or book series, is One Piece. Because, man! And this series is going to be mentioned in relation to a couple booktubers who I'll mention at the very end. Because this series has meant so much to me. It is the epitome of live right here, right now, do what you want, do what you enjoy, do what you love, and do the thing that you love while also being kind towards others. I think that is the most powerful thing. But genuinely more, living in the now. It is the ultimate lesson in living right here, right now. That's what I feel like One Piece is. It is an example of people having a ton of fun right here, right now. They aren't looking too much towards the future, like, oh, look, I have a goal over there, sure. But not much more than that. It's really just, look, let's live right here and now. And even as you read the series, you cannot think of it as, oh, I'm reaching the end. It is be in the moment, read in the moment, or watch in the moment, because you have to enjoy each moment right there and then, because it's going to be so long. What's the point in thinking of, oh, this is where it's going to end? And it's still ongoing, so it's not ending yet. But, oh, One Piece is so good. And then that's it helps me when I'm thinking about things in the past and I go, I'm not happy about that, or I'm not proud about that. I think, well, what's the point in it? I try to logic it through, and I go, you know what? That's pointless. Why am I embarrassed about that? Why am I thinking about this? It's not worth my time. Look at these guys in One Piece. It's right then. It's right there. There are things that affect them from the past, but they don't dwell on it. And I think that's super important. Now, for the next two, I'm going to bundle them together because they taught me the same lesson, really. And that is Realm of the Elderlings and Malazan. Malazan did it to a less extent, but in a quicker event. So, Malazan did it in its Kovion speech. I have not read past Gardens of the Moon, let me make that very clear, but I did see the Itkovion speech on the back of the mock-ups for Memories of Ice from the Broken Binding. Excuse me. And wow. That, when I first read that speech on compassion, I really started to think about things, and I thought to myself, you know what is the point in being cruel or angry towards people, and that compassion of, hey, you've done this heinous thing, I still should be kind towards you in some way. And that's the same thing with Ship of Destiny. It did that in a longer form. It showed heinous people and horrible people, and it was the true test of empathy, and I can't empathize with some of these characters. I just can't. But both these series, or at least the Itkovion speech and Realm of the Elderlings as a whole, really, has helped me become a little bit more empathetic, even though I admit I'm not very empathetic as a person. I can't do it. But for the most part, it has helped me become a little bit more empathetic, be able to really understand others in a little bit better of a light, and just Realm of the Elderlings does it so well that how else am I supposed to talk about it? It's so brilliant. And now, Sun Eater. I could have grabbed my Disquiet Gods, but this actually I grabbed Empire of Silence specifically because it is all the way up there, and you cannot see where it actually is supposed to be. Now, I think that as a whole, Sun Eater series is about grief and moving past the traumas and the things that happen in your life, and understanding that while we cannot lose those traumas, we cannot lose those painful things, we must take those things and use them as a stepping stone and build upon them. And that's what I think is so special and powerful about Sun Eater, and I'm so grateful for it. It's such an empowering story to anybody of any age, if you ask me. And it's so powerful, so good, and just, man. And I think that some of those themes were also inspired by the next book I have to talk about, Berserk. Because, man, Berserk's had such a powerful influence on me. Not just in the idea of the struggle of no matter what, I will not give up. No matter what, I refuse to give up on the thing that I want. I mean, not no matter what. There are conditions where it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop. It's not something that you need, but you can push that to the side. There are conditions. But in Berserk specifically, in the context of things like what happens in Berserk, always keep pushing, to always keep striving to be the best you, to always try to push past that darkness that wells within us all. And man, Berserk's so powerful, but also because it was my gateway into novels, into American literature, which is really funny because this is not American literature. But by going on to Daniel Green's channel and watching him, I was able to really learn about this the more American novels, and I love these novels so much. They are my core at this point, and man, it's had such a powerful impact on me, so I love it. And actually, now that I think about it, I should have brought an honorable mention right here, and that is Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire is the very first book series that made me love reading, that made me love... Actually, hold on. Give me a second. I have... This right here is the very first book that I loved, that I enjoyed. This one right here. I think we bought it from like a Walmart. I went to this Walmart or whatever. Maybe it was a Costco. It wasn't a normal place where you'd buy books. But I went there with my mom, and I said, I like that book. It looks cool. And she bought it for me. And I remember going home, and she said, oh, you got to read a little bit. And so I sat down and I read, and I just kept flipping through the pages and like, oh, look at this. It's so cool and interesting. And I told my mom I wanted to read book 1 because I wanted to understand since it's book 9. And so I went back and I read book 1. This is not the original copy of book 1 that I have. It is somewhere where my siblings have thrashed it and beat it to bits. But, it's so nostalgic for me, and I definitely want to go reread it one day. And it was the thing that made me enjoy reading, that told me reading can be a fun thing, it can be something enjoyable. And I love it so much. Now, I'm going to talk about the Booktubers. I want to say, first and foremost, I want to say thanks to my friends who I have made in BookTube so far. That is Jake from Nerd Level Rising, Chance from Chance Dylan, and Chris from Bearded Book Beast. Every channel I mention will be in the description. And then I want to give major thanks to Philip Chase and to Murphy Napier for bringing One Piece to my attention. Not only bringing it to my attention, but being so passionate. Specifically Murphy Napier. She was so passionate and filled with love that when she made a video with Bookborn, and so actually all three of them, Philip Chase, Bookborn, and Murphy Napier, and their love of One Piece made me go, you know what? Even though it's so long, I'm going to give it a shot. And it's the not regret. what's the word? The thing where it's like, I'm so grateful. I'm so happy that they were so passionate about this, that it was able to spread to me, and now this One Piece is just so powerful, and it is now one of my favorite things ever. And man, it's affected me so deeply. And who else? Oh, and Talking Story and Tutor Ramble. Both of those guys, who I've finally gotten on my channel for live streams and been able to talk with. I think about it, the Tutor Ramble live stream was copyright striked. It hasn't been taken down, but it has the label copyrighted. And I think it's amazing. I think it's funny. But both of them for being probably the biggest inspirations and sources for me really wanting to go into this platform and talk about books with other people. The idea that I can talk to people about books and just have fun about it and be in a community of people where I can chat about books and just have a good time doing it. God damn. It's amazing. Really, truly, it is. And then, last but not least, and in fact, the most important, I have a great thank you and a gratefulness towards my entire family, who had, my mother is an immigrant and had to go through all those things, and her life has built up to giving me so much. This whole stuff without my mother this whole thing without my mother could not be possible. My father, who I love deeply, and my grandparents, who, some of them are flawed, deeply flawed, but I still love them deeply. And to my grandmother, who is batshit crazy and just, she's a lover of story, and, man, I love them all so much, and without any of them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have had this great life that I have, that is so delightful to live, and have as many friends as I do. Thank you. Last of all, I said last before, but thank you to everyone who has watched this video, to everyone who has subscribed and commented and talked about your experiences with books, because it is a blast, and I love every moment of it. So, I ask you all, what are the books that you are the most thankful for? What are the books you're the most grateful for? And originally, I was going to do this video because Jake did a video on it, and I'm like, you know what, fuck this. I want to do my own thing. Anyways, I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and see you all next time.